Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
You know, you can't help but love them. And if you're within the sound of my voice, that must mean you are in the seats with once more. As always, my name is Dave Voigt, and I'm the host of this podcast, where we sit down with a wide-ranging variety of industry professionals and we pick their brain about current projects, state of the industry, how they got started, and so very much more in a light and in a conversational fashion. And, you know, if you like how we do things around here, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you do, because quite frankly, you're listening right now. You can subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Give us the old 5-star rating on basically your podcast platform of choice. We're pretty much everywhere. We're over at Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Google, and plus we archive every single one of our episodes over at our In the Seats YouTube channel. If you can give us a like and subscribe there as well, we'd really appreciate it. It's hard not to find us, is basically the point I'm trying to make. Also, don't hesitate to check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on the TikTok, and we're on Letterboxd for all sorts of fun updates. And finally, and I do dare say most importantly, please pay us a visit over at intheseats.ca for all the latest and greatest from the world of film, television, basically the moving image at large. Because if we love to write about it and talk about it, guess what? We love it when you come by and read about it and listen about it. So please, pay us a visit. On this episode, we are diving into the world of video on demand once more. It is a film that is available. It's available now on the iTunes, on the Amazon, on several platforms really, but primarily iTunes, especially for US and Canada. It is a fantastic documentary. It's called Free Puppies, and it's a true story about the heartbreak and heroism of the necessity of dog rescue in America and just how much of a problem it is. We had the absolute pleasure of sitting down with filmmaker Samantha Wishman and rescuer who is featured in the film, Monda Wooten, to talk about the film, but also about the necessity to adopt, not shop, and just really try to give so many of these animals a home, which because there, you know, especially in some of the southern states in the United States, there is a real overbreeding problem, which is causing such a flood of rescues to come to the north. I mean, we're seeing that in Canada as well, but it is a real and legitimate issue that is going on. But also, you get to watch a lot of free cute puppies and cute dogs at the same time. I mean, who doesn't love dogs, right? But check out Free Puppies, available on your video and on-demand platforms now. But first, enjoy our talk with Samantha and Monda, because between you and me, it is a darn good one. I will obviously, first off, Samantha, Monda, just thank you so much for the time today, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, I mean, Samantha, I guess my first question is for you. Like, walk me through the origin of wanting to tell this story and to make this film.
Yeah, I was helping my mom adopt a dog through Pet Finder. It's an app like Tinder where you get to match with a dog. And we found one we fell in love with that was from Mississippi. And he came up on a truck to a rest stop with 80 dogs who were also being adopted from the south to the northeast. And that was when I first started to realize that there had been millions of dogs who made this trip, and that this was a movement that had been going on, at scale since Katrina, but even before that. And the more I was talking to people who had also adopted dogs from the South, I started to see them all over and realized that they had very little kind of understanding about what was leading to all these dogs coming up in the first place. But they also were curious and wanted to know more. So I thought that it would be something that would be helpful to kind of shine a light on the issues that were leading to this massive, migration, really, that there is a whole other part of the story that we weren't hearing on the adopter side.
No, I mean, Monda, I guess my next question is for you. Like, walk me through, I guess, sort of Sam, coming into your orbit and just the work that you guys do. Because, I mean, obviously with Katrina, I had heard some stories, but I didn't understand really sort of the mass scale that really is going on with sort of the migration that really is taking place with so many of these dogs that need homes.
Well, we had a mutual, or we still have a mutual friend, and she had contacted me telling me that she had a friend that was interested in rescue, wanting to do a documentary on rescue and kind of shine a light on that. And so I met with Sam, and I said earlier, I honestly didn't think that she would get it, but she did. She did. I met her as a favor to my friend, but we had a great time. We shared a lot of good times. I learned a lot from the movie too. Just I knew most of these people that were in the film, but when I watched the film and I listened to them actually sit down and answer questions that Sam had asked, I learned a lot as well too. It's just I've been doing it for years. It's something that gets a hold of you, and you just can't get away from it. It pulls those heartstrings, and you're just hooked.
For sure. No question. No, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, I was so struck by the film. And I mean, well, obviously, especially in your line of work, Monda, there's going to be issues of neglect, abuse, hoarding, what have you. But I was so struck by just sort of the overwhelming volume. I mean, I think that was shown very clearly in the couple in the junkyard. Just that everyone seemed well intentioned. It was just there was just way too many animals to really be sort of managing everything. How important was it for you guys just to really show, I guess, the systemic problems in terms of breeding and sort of how dogs are treated, especially in the southern states?
And what's sad is that's one incident, but they're everywhere.
Yeah,
they're everywhere. I keep my phone. If you call my telephone right now, it'll say there's no room for any more voicemails, any messages. And it's a shame, but I purposely do that because I can't help them all. And if I don't know about it, then I'm not going to sleep at night worrying about it. But there's so many out there, and there's so few of us. And I just try to encourage everybody, if you could just do your little part. And I've said, even if your little part is you have an animal and you feel that you don't have the resources for spaying or neutering that animal, reach out to people like me that will try to help you and do any and everything that we can to get that animal fixed, so that it doesn't keep producing and the problem, it's uncontrollable now.
Yeah.
We can't. A vet was telling me yesterday, we can't spay ourselves out of this problem. There's just so many out there, so many. And people start, I'm sorry, I kind of got off track there. People start with a good heart. I know a little lady I'm working with right now. She has a cat colony. She's about 80 to 85, I guess. She's in pretty good health for her age. And a stray cat just came up about 3 years ago. And of course, with the compassion she has, she couldn't just let the little thing, sit out there and starve. So she started buying cat food. Well, she has about 70 cats now.
Oh my God.
We're estimating about 70 cats that are out there. So this lady, when she goes to the doctor now, you have to go. There's 2 or 3 people that has to go to help her outside and assist her, because those cats start jumping all over. That's a true problem.
It is.
It's a terrible, terrible problem. And that situation, we're talking to people on a much bigger level there, because the sad truth about that is we're probably going to have to get a much larger organization to come in, and they're probably just going to have to trap a lot of those cats and euthanize them.
Yeah.
And this lady is having a fit about it because, she's emotionally attached.
Of course.
But she's on a fixed income and she can't feed these cats.
Most people couldn't. No, that's. But
it started out, because this lady had a great heart, and then it turned into this huge problem. Sure, so a lot of the times people are in these problems, with her, I feel she was totally innocent, but a lot of people just, they ignore it too and just don't care.
Samantha, is there anything in the filming process that maybe surprised you or took you back as you sort of started to unfurl more and more of these stories?
I think what surprised me was how, and someone actually commented about this after seeing the film, which I thought was true. Like how kind of sophisticated the networks that exist are. Like the people who are, like, for example, when Monda and Ruth went in to deal with that one situation with the brothers, I mean, not that it should fall on volunteers or just good Samaritans, but really how sophisticated they were in like handling that situation, and the complex and really challenging, like happens all the time that they're faced with, and how they have this network of low cost spay neuter clinics, of volunteers, like they really are networking all the time, and how supportive they are of each other. So even though I think I was going down expecting to see a lot of really hard things and a lot of, there is definitely lack of resources, and some of the public shelters are definitely underfunded, and that is a big challenge as well. And not having enough accessible, affordable spay neuter to kind of manage the populations or people being able to access it, even if it is available. But there is so much that it has been developed, and that is, I think, going right, and that they know what to do, and that they I think, have such a supportive community. And I think that was something I wasn't necessarily expecting, but was very clear from everything that we saw.
The one thing I have seen about rescue is, number one, most of these ladies I've known for years, the ones that I work the closest with, most of them, not always, but it's like anything else. People come and they go. But I love these women. They pull me out of binds. I try to help them when I can. And we have that one common goal that bonds us, and we don't care, what political affiliation you are. We don't care where you live, what social status you fall in. We all have that same goal of improving the welfare of our animals, and however we can do it. And we do try to work together. And most rescues, I can pick the phone up and call a rescue in some other state. If I'm looking, like if I have a purebred dog, and and I want that to go to a rescue of someone that really knows that breed, that can, they're better equipped to make that match with that family than I am, because that's all they do is deal with that one particular breed.
Right.
And when I call them and we talk just for a minute or so, they know I'm for real. They're for real. We know the terminology, and it's just like nothing else matters. It's about the animal.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I think you're right. It has to be about the animal. And I mean, especially where I am, adopting over shopping is always like a strong mandate in sort of my community. And I mean, I'm kind of curious, how can people who see this movie just be able to push that forward, even if they already have a dog or don't necessarily want to adopt another dog, but love dogs and want to be able to sort of support on a local level as best they can? Because I mean, I think, especially, unless you're in the thick of it, and unless I mean, I don't think general public maybe even has a concept of sort of the amount of dogs that really are out there that need good homes.
Well, all you have to do is open your eyes and look around. If it's great if you could go volunteer at a local shelter. It's great, when it comes time you want to donate your money to something, donate to one of your local rescues, your local shelter or something. But just open your eyes. It amazes me. Sometimes I get into a situation helping some people, hoarding situations especially. It amazes me at how many people will go by that residence every day, and just they get there to the road, and there may be some animals in the middle of the road, and they just blow the horn for the animals to go on, when it's clear to see that there's a huge problem here. There's more and more and more animals appearing. They don't look healthy. Or where I'm at, I even get videos, pictures and videos. People will say, I'm sending you this video. This is at the B-Mart, which is a convenience store right now. And it'll be 3 stray dogs laying there. And, and my thinking is this, man, there's only one of me or a few of us, help us out. And it'll say, please help these dogs. And I want to say, well, you help me help them dogs. Can you take them home? Can you foster them until we can get them vetted and hopefully find them a home? Can you donate to my rescue so that you can help me help those dogs? Open your eyes and open your heart. I tell people sometimes, I'll say, hey, listen, open your heart. And if you can't open your heart, open your pocketbook to somebody that has their heart open.
For sure. How about you, Samantha?
I think fostering, I feel like, is one of the most, if you're not ready to adopt, I think that we know that helping rescues and helping shelters be able to have more dogs and, take care of them. And also the dogs are then better prepared to move into a home afterwards. So I think fostering is like just, and if not that, then donating. And I think donating directly to the people, I think it's all good to donate to big organizations, but I think the ones who really need it, who are doing the work, who know best how to use the resources on the ground, are small organizations like Monda's at the Dade County Pet Project and some of the other organizations that you see in the film. They're the most in touch, and they know. I think that's what I was trying to articulate earlier and struggling, but they really know what to do. That's not the issue. The issue is that they need more resources to be able to do it, and they need to have more of them. So it's not a lack of understanding of what the problems are, how to solve them. It is a lack of financial support and just really resources to do it at the scale to keep up with the scale of the problem.
For sure. And I mean, Samantha, just thank you for the work on just highlighting this issue. I mean, as a dog lover myself, I think this has opened my eyes just to, like I was saying, just the sheer volume. And Monda, I mean, keep up the good work. You're doing the good work, and that's because that, as a dog lover, that's all I can really say. But again, both of you, congrats on the film, and thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you.
Please encourage everybody to go wherever they buy or download their films, their movies.
Absolutely.
After December the 13th, they can go watch Free Puppies.
All available platforms. Absolutely. Again, thank you both for the time today.
Thank you.
And don't forget to visit our friends over at Bay Street Video for all your DVD, Blu-ray rental, or purchasing needs this summer, as they are still open for curbside and some mailing delivery as well. Over at 1172 Bay Street, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, you can give them a call at 416-964-9088. That's 416-964-9088. Or send them an email at baystreetvideoto@gmail.com for any of your DVD and Blu-ray needs.